Fold the palms and close the eyes. योगेन चित्तस्य पदेन वाचा मलं शरीरस्य च वैद्यकेन योपाकरोत्तं प्रवरं मुनीनां पतञ्जलिं प्राञ्जलिरानतोऽस्मि आबाहुपुरुषाकारं शङ्खचक्रासिधारिणं सहस्रशिरसं श्वेतं प्रणमामि पतञ्जलिं हरिः ओम्। Release the hands and open the eyes. As continuation of T. Krishnamacharya's teaching, Iyengar Guruji continued that dynamic aspect, particularly when it came to teaching children or youngsters, where they need to have agility, they need to work on their strength, they need to be quick, and for that quickness your mind needs to be engaged in it. You cannot have your mind disconnected and be quick, because otherwise that is going to create or give you an accident situation. So, in that quick succession, when you are doing those asanas one after the other, there is a particular order that you need to follow, there is a particular thinking that is gone into it. One of the most celebrated such sequence, which is done as a movement, not just as holding one asana for a period of time, is Surya Namaskar, sun salutations. So, today's session we will start with that sun salutation. Tadasana, Namaskarasana. Exhale and go down, concave back, Uttanasana. Final Uttanasana. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Chaturanga Dandasana. Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Uttanasana. Tadasana. Now, if you noticed, we are not walking back, we are jumping straight from Uttanasana to Adho Mukha Svanasana. So, for when it is for youngsters or children, you need to be dynamic. Those who are elderly, those who have certain conditions, they obviously have to walk back from Uttanasana to Adho Mukha Svanasana. Their timing might change. We will do another sequence of the same asanas with different order. Once again, stand towards the front of the mat. Uttanasana. Chaturanga Dandasana. Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Uttanasana. Tadasana. We will add another asana in the sequence. Namaskarasana, Utkatasana, Uttanasana, Chaturanga Dandasana, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana, Adho Mukha Svanasana, Utkatasana, Tadasana. We need to understand that when it comes to children or youngsters, it would not be the same way you can ask them to just sit quiet and concentrate, sit quiet and meditate. Their mind has speed. So, their speed has to be caught even in practicing asanas. So, Guruji always taught children and youngsters in this dynamic manner, and not only just mechanically repeating the same order constantly. If a teacher is conducting, the moment you have a slight variation, which is an important aspect that children look for, they want a little variety. The moment that asana changes, their mind has to catch that. That in that dynamic process is engagement, is concentration. And that is the reason it is very important that the children and youngsters have to be taught in this manner. Tadasana, Uttanasana, Adhomukha Svanasana. Right leg coming forward, Utthita Trikonasana. Make your legs firm. In that stable position, you have to create that firmness. Then exhale, bring the hand down, jump, and Adhomukha Svanasana. On the other side, from Adhomukha Svanasana, the left leg coming forward while the right leg remains back. Jump, Utthita Trikonasana on the left side. Turn the torso, adjust your position absolutely properly. Bring the hand down, press the palms, jump, Adhomukha Svanasana. Lengthen the spine, lengthen the sides of the trunk. Utthita Parshva Konasana, right leg forward. Bring the hand down, jump back, Adhomukha Svanasana. The other side, Utthita Parshva Konasana. Hand down, Adhomukha Svanasana. Pull the spine, recover the breath, firm legs. Virabhadrasana 1 and Virabhadrasana 2. Uttanasana. Tadasana. We need to notice that these asanas have to be learnt beforehand. We have learnt Trikonasana, we have learnt Adhomukha Svanasana, we have learnt Parshva Konasana. In that case, it is possible to put them in sequence, in order. The second part is for youngsters, for children. They need to get challenged further. There is one part which is about variety, but the second part is that the fact that they need to face challenge. They need to find things which are not exactly easy, and that interests them even more. We will look at few sequences, just a couple of asanas engaged with Adhomukha Svanasana in such a manner that they are challenged. Tadasana, Uttanasana, Adhomukha Svanasana. You are jumping for Urdhva Prasarita Ekapadasana. Jump back to Chaturanga Dandasana. Urdhva Svanasana, Adhomukha Svanasana. The other leg coming forward while the second leg goes up. Urdhva Prasarita Ekapadasana. Chaturanga Dandasana. Urdhva Svanasana, Adhomukha Svanasana. Right leg coming forward, left going up in the air for Ardha Chandrasana. Find the stability, turn the torso properly. Now bring the hand down, Chaturanga Dandasana, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana, Adho Mukha Svanasana, the left leg coming forward for Ardha Chandrasana. Bring the hand down, Chaturanga Dandasana, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana, Adho Mukha Svanasana, Uttanasana, Tadasana. Very often when we are doing asanas and spending time in it, people think that you are not addressing cardiovascular exercise mode in asanas. If you notice right now when you are doing these jumpings or these quick movements, that part is also taken care of. With a variety of asanas, different parts, different internal systems are engaged like no other exercise, no other physical form of exercise. And that is a peculiar special part that asanas offer us. Tadasana, Urdhva Hastasana, Uttanasana, Malasana, Urdhva Prasarita Padasana. Now from here, omitting in between steps, straight away we have to go to Urdhva Hastasana. So swing, come on your feet and stand up. Tadasana, Urdhva Hastasana, straight away go down and Urdhva Prasarita Padasana, Urdhva Hastasana, Urdhva Prasarita Padasana. Now keeping your arms in the same position, hold your legs firm, hold your legs, thighs stable, exhale and bring the legs to about 45 degrees, then 10 degrees, 45 degrees, 60, 90. Bring them down, do not touch your heels to the floor, just hold them few inches up, knees firm. Once again pull them up 90 degrees. Once again bring them down, almost touching the floor with the heels, but not exactly. Then again up, Urdhva Hastasana, swing on your feet and stand up. Urdhva Prasarita Padasana, squat, go back, legs up. Now from here, Paripurna Navasana, bring your hands, move forward and come to Navasana. Ardha Navasana, Paripurna Navasana, Ardha Navasana, Malasana, Uttanasana, Urdhva Hastasana, Tadasana. As we saw this dynamic movement which is possible in asanas, the second part is very important where we are staying in one asana for a longer period of time. The sequence when it changes, it creates a different impact. From those dynamic movements, we should not straight away jump into the staying aspect. So to midway, to connect those, we will do a couple of twisting asanas, starting with Bharadvajasana. So sit with your feet towards your right side, I am mirroring you, and keeping the feet gone on one side, sit tall and then turn towards your left. As you turn, broaden your shoulders, broaden your back muscles away from the spine. So the spine is not feeling any kind of pinching, but release it. Turn the shoulder further. The back arm can walk further around you as if it is doing pradakshina. and turn your back, turn your torso. Then release, bring the feet towards the other side. Now, while we sit here, if you are feeling that you are tilted, you may use that blanket that we used the other day, the same manner to support under your seat, which will level you better, and then turn towards your right side. Turn the back, learn to exhale and keep the abdominal body soft. Broaden the chest, feel how the abdominal area also gets the release, because sometimes when you have done Navasana, Ardha Navasana, that muscles area becomes hard and tight, which is important that we release it. We have to relax it and keep it quiet, because that impacts our breathing immensely. Then release. The next asana you are doing is Ardha Matsyendrasana. So, you are sitting on the foot, sit on the foot, and the other leg you are taking it across. Learn to sit in that position. Be firm, be stable. Now, if you noticed between Bharadvajasana and Ardha Matsyendrasana, here the thigh is coming in certain sense very close to the abdominal body. So, when we are engaging in this twisting, notice how that abdominal body is getting squeezed. So, you have to take that upper arm across, walk with that upper arm, find out how do you engage it. So, you have to engage that upper arm properly, roll that arm, find if you can roll that arm further, maintain that balance. Those of you who are not able to take that arm can stay in the same position and turn. Then release. I will show you the arm taking from the other side. So, change the leg position, sit on that foot properly, take the leg across, raise your sides of the trunk. So, the abdominal body gets a chance to lift and turn. As you turn, see that hip to hip you are controlling. You are lifting yourself up, hold the shin and the thigh against each other, balancing, counterbalancing, and then you are turning. Engage that hand properly, and then that hand has to go around you and come at the back. This hand has to go all the way and reach to catch you. Sit tall, learn to exhale, let your abdominal body get properly churned, and gripping here tight, lift your chest area. Find out how much your shoulders, side ribs, lungs, everything will get activated while doing this twist Ardha Matsyendrasana. 1. Then release. Release the legs, come to Dandasana. The next 2 asanas are forward extensions, which is Paschima Pratana. You are going to bend your right leg and bring it closer to your perineum, open that knee and shin, extend your arms up. As you extend your arms up, become tall with your spine and torso. Exhale and go forward, catch the top of your foot. Become taller with your spine. Now, while you are going for Janu Shirshasana, understand these forward extensions are one of the most beautiful inventions when it comes to asanas, that you are going to be restful. People with hypertension, people with hyperactive mind, it is beneficial that you are staying in these forward extensions for a longer period of time. Turn your torso towards that straight leg, exhale and go down. Those of you who can engage your wrist and move your hand forward, do so. Now, as you have gone forward, learn to exhale, make your abdominal body quiet. Don't hold it hard, don't hold it tight, See that the entire spine is involved in that forward extension. Let your back not just get the length, but also the width. Keep your forehead quietly rested on your shin. Then release. Raise yourself up, release and sit. Straighten the right leg, bend the left leg. Once again, raise your arms up, exhale and go forward. Catch the top of the foot. Create a slight rotation from bent leg side towards the straight leg side. See that your spine is alert. There is no chance that in asanas you should become dull. That dullness has to go. Exhale, bend the elbows to the side and bring yourself forward. If you can engage the wrist, get the rotation further, keep your head down. Now, as you notice, your back is getting the contact from the front body. Learn how the diaphragm has to be soft, your rib cage has to be soft. If you are simply feeling only stretched, that is not good enough. In Patanjali's definition and prescription, he says sthira and sukha. So, as we are staying in any asana, find out both those components are involved. It has to be sthira, stable, firm, established, and sukha, comforting and comfortable both. Release, come up, release the legs. Both the legs straight, join your toes, join your heels, exhale, go forward. Those of you who can catch the big toes, catch the big toes. If you not, you can hold the ankles, you can hold the shin, that is fine. If you need to have some height under the seat, please take that. That makes this forward extension more available, more easier. Catching there, either the big toes, broaden your elbows and go forward. Then catch your feet from top of the foot, exhale and go forward. Then find out if you can just release the hands, put the palms straight down and lay your torso on your legs. As the parents take the baby in their lap, let your spine be taken by your thighs, by your legs. Release. Make your back concave. Inhale and come up, come back to Dandasana. As there is variety of asanas, there is variety that was introduced by Iyengar Guruji in Shavasana also. It is your intention of what do you need to bring out of that Shavasana will change what kind of Shavasana are you doing. After having done those dynamic asanas, after having done a few forward extensions, now you will lie down with a bolster under your knees, so that you are turning and having that bolster under your knees, which will support your legs, back of the legs, back of the knees. You are lying down in Shavasana with that bolster. As you lie down, you will notice how the gravity is helping your legs and the abdominal body becomes like a lake of water. Rest of the body, just relax, make it restful. With your face completely quiet, close your eyes. Let go your facial muscle, facial skin, throat. Now exhale and watch that abdominal lake, because the angle of the thighs that is generated by the bolster, as the water rolls down the slope, find out how that entire abdominal lake receives quietness from all directions. Just completely let go and stay there. Maintain that softness. Bring the palms in. One by one, bend the legs. Turn to the side and support your head completely. And looking at the floor, sit upright. And that's all for today. Namaste.